Yo, what's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fan? It's your boy Philly Day One, and Marcus Epps has been his practice window has increased. He has been at practice. He has been practicing with the team, and sources believe that he will start, despite the fact that he's not really added to the 53-man roster. So they're thinking he'll be added either today, early tomorrow. That way he could be the starter for the game against the Chargers. Nick Sirianni has been very vocal and involved into the offense going into the Chargers game. I think Jordan Mailata made it clear when he said that we added some new wrinkles in there in the run game that might have to do something with Nick Sirianni. As far as play calling, I'm not really. I'm not super confident that the play calling would change in a bit. I just think the plays would be a little more creative. Nick Sirianni is pretty good when it comes to play design, but we have like maybe one coach that's in there who's actually called plays, and from Kevin Patula to Nick Sirianni, both of them has shown to potential what calling plays ain't really they forte. It's a certain art, as Nick Foles alluded to. There's a certain art in calling plays, and Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patula just don't look like they have it. So hopefully Jalen Hurts can navigate through that. Also, Saquon Barkley, outside of the bunny thing, out being in his locker for vibes, Saquon Barkley was very, very vocal about the offensive energy on the sidelines, saying that it was awful. We have the video. We're going to show that video, and maybe think about maybe the bunny there, can give everybody a jolt of energy going into this Chargers game on Monday night. Offensive problems for the Philadelphia Eagles, where the Chargers would like to run the ball. We have a video talking about what that would be like. They would like to run the ball and run a little play action. If they're able to run the ball, play action is going to tear us to pieces. If they're not able to run the ball, play action is just going to be, we've been pretty good as far as passing goes and for this defense. But if we can make any team one-sided, it's almost belt to ass. Any time that we make one team just one-sided, it's belt to ass every time. So look at that. Jordan Davis brought the energy in practice. I don't know if he was listening to Saquon Barkley or whatever, but he did bring the energy in practice. He talked about the energy and the vibes being very high, and guys coming in being competitive on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. So the energy has been there on both sides. Brings me great hope for the team, us going into a game where we're playing the Chargers. We got defensive talks too. What makes the Chargers defense hard to deal with is dime packages. They like dime packages. That could create a lot of problems when it comes to passing the ball against them. I know we like to get into some of them negative yards. If we can decrease some of those negative yards to keep it a guessing game, we can kind of make them honest to where they're not in dime packages against us. And it's got to be either way. But we have somebody who's going to break down some of their best schemes they like to run against passing offenses. And let's get into it. I said Marcus Epps. I think Marcus Epps would be a better fit. He's more controlled than what you call. We've seen Marcus Epps play. He was with us before he went to the Raiders, and he was pretty solid. He was with that Super Bowl team, and he was pretty solid. I think Marcus Epps is a pretty good safety for us, and he made tackles. Now Marcus Epps don't bring nothing crazy like He's a fast, he's athletic, nothing like that. He just knows the game. He's a dog. And at this point, I think that's what we need. We need somebody who is a dog, who know how to play the game, which he does. He was a starter in the Raiders, Las Vegas. I'm sorry. He was a starter for the Las Vegas Raiders. So he knows how to be in that time. He know how to play that position. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather him than Sidney Brown. With Nick Sirianni being on the offense thing, being more vocal, being more attentive, it looks like they're trying to get this thing try to get it together. So with Lane Johnson being out, we have got to be very creative on how we go about getting our points. This is no shot to Fred Johnson, but Lane Johnson allows you to do very vanilla stuff, or not much scheming because of how good he is. Jordan Mailata won the Walter Payton. Well, he's nominated for the Walter Payton Award, and we saw Lane Johnson out there when he found out that he was nominated for it, and Lane Johnson was out there barefoot, which the injury is to his foot. He was out there barefoot all the way to the field. So I don't know. He wasn't running and moving on it, but he did come out there. So he was walking normally and things like that. So we don't know the timetable of him being back. It was supposed to be the Raiders, but it could be longer than that. It could be shorter than that. So we'll figure that out when it comes. So we got to make these next couple games count. Saquon Barkley. Is not really happy with the energy of the team. And I'm going to play the video.
How do you think the energy has been on the sidelines? During games? Yeah. Honestly, I think it's been awful. I don't think that's I think you ask anybody, if they're being honest, we'll all agree on that. The most important, I think, the energy throughout in practice and walkthroughs and meetings been great. Now we got to carry that to game day. So all the stuff has been great. Now we got to make sure that on game day the energy's high, we execute and we make plays. The rest should take care of itself.
Is that important?
Yeah, he said awful, and he alluded to everybody knowing that it's awful. He ain't saying something that was supposed to kept in house. None of that. He's saying something because it's true. You know what I'm saying? But in true fashion, we're going to take this and we can probably make it a big story. If we don't win this game, that will probably be a big story about him saying about the offense on the sideline. The energy is bad. We feeling sorry for ourselves. And after so much of doing the same things, having the same mistakes, it's easy to feel that way. But if you look, Jordan Davis is somebody who's bringing the energy all the time. And he's going to need to bring a lot of that energy when it comes to Monday night playing against a very beefy line to stop the run. And then whoever's getting those one-on-ones, whether it's the Vanilla Gorilla or Mauro Dromo, has got to step up and make the best of those matchups. So I'm thinking they could do it, but what I'm saying, we'll see Monday. Let's get into the offensive runs with the Chargers and what kind of stuff they trying to get done to get us beat.
This Chargers team on Monday night, we don't talk about the Chargers a lot. We don't see the Chargers a lot. What do they do that we as Eagles, aside from the Eagles, let's put the Eagles in the way that they've stunk over the last month. What do the Chargers do that is going to present the most problems for the Eagles?
Play action passing. They want to run the football, and they want to force your safeties, force your linebackers to get nosed. Those corners will play off, but the safeties will get nosed in the ring. They want to. That's how they want to get you to play. So they're a good football team, and you're exactly right. We don't hear much about them because they're on the West Coast in the AFC, but they are a physical football team, and a lot's going to depend on the quarterback. How is he going to play or not? That's always the big question now, if Justin plays, they're a different team because, you got a guy behind him that's not very experienced in Trey Lance. But if Justin Herbert plays, they want to run the football first. They want to hammer the football. And there's a reason they got Mekhi Becton, guys, out of free agency. And we could talk about one of the losses we've had in the season. Mekhi Becton he's one of the reasons we're not blocking as well with the offensive line. Mekhi Becton is a beast. You guys know when he was here, he was nasty, man. He'd punch you in the mouth. He was that kind of football player. Those are the kind of guys Harbaugh likes. That's how they want to play. So it's going to be a violent, physical game. These are games, Ike, you and I used to call them double chin strap games.
That's right.
These ones you better buckle up twice because this is going to be pretty. We're going to hit you in the mouth.
Like I said in the beginning, make them one version. I think Trey Lance is going to be their quarterback. So we make it to where Trey Lance has to throw against us. I think we'd be fine. We might come out of there with a couple of sacks. We'll be fine. But we got to stop this run. We can't let teams run the ball on us no more. Like, not to where they're changing the game. If I looked at Vic Fangio's press conference, and he's not trying to stop the run completely, but he's trying to stop the run enough to where they're not trying to run it as much. So the run is never really his big concern unless he's going against a team like the Rams, like the Packers, where we just absolutely got to shut it down. So we got another video where they talk about what this team like to do defensively to stop offenses. Let's run the tape.
All right, so the biggest challenge facing Jalen Hurts in this Eagles passing game, Monday Night Football against the Chargers, third down, dime defense from LA with those light bodies up on the line of scrimmage. And that's exactly what we're going to look at here. You've got Bud Dupree. You've got Tuli Tuipulotu, Khalil Mack, 3 edge rushers up on the line of scrimmage. Diane Henley at linebacker, mugged up close to the B gap. And then you've got Derwin James creeping up there close to the line of scrimmage with 1 defensive tackle on the field. That's 6 bodies. You got to weed through who's coming, who's not. When you go to the next shot here, you can see that the Chargers, they're dropping out. 2 of those players that were lined up on the right side, that happens to be exactly the way that the Raiders are sliding. And so now you have exactly what you want if you're the Chargers. You're going to running a 2-man stunt between Derwin James and Khalil Mack. They're just running a quick TE stunt. That's a lot to weed through as a protection scheme. You have the running back coming across the formation. It's a valiant effort trying to pick this up, but you're going to have Derwin. He slams right into the inside shoulder of the right tackle. Mack plays off of that, and this ends up being a sack of Geno Smith. This is going to be a big problem for the Eagles to try and weed through. A lot of speed on the field, especially on third down. The Chargers love playing with 6 DBs, dime defense on the field. How the Eagles pick up these 4-man sim pressures, these exchange pressures from the Chargers, that's going to be a big test here on third down.
Yeah. We just got to not have negative plays. And I think that can change this week when we play them because, we have put in some new stuff. Jordan Mailata said that we put in some new stuff as far as the run game, and hopefully we can find ourselves a couple of holes and get Saquon Barkley moving kind of early, and that makes us very, very unstoppable. So we'll see what that looks like, man. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you don't miss no video, and we out. Let's go Birds.